Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle.
Mr. Rob O'Hara.
Sprite Castle.
Hey, couldn't find the button. You think this is the first time I've done this? What's going on, everybody? I see Mr. ARG Presents in the house. I see Mr. Paul Ramos. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jeffrey. What you doing, man? I am, I see L. Curtis B. up in the house. I am enjoying, I say enjoying as much as I'm allowed to, a house to myself, although my daughter is due back anytime now, which is why I only have one earbud in, because I'm somewhat listening to see when she gets home. My son is, of course, at college. My wife is in California this week. She's having a follow-up surgery, and so everything went well with that, and she is hanging out at a hotel. You know what? While we're sitting here chatting, let me see if I can find something I was watching earlier today. What is on the menu today is Joust clones, and I pulled up, I've got queued up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different Joust clones to go through. I did not sort them from best to worst, worst to best, newest to oldest, anything like that. Speed this up. Buck, that is one that is on the list. That is one of 8. All right, let's let this load, and then while that's doing that, go in here. I want to see if I can change. Let me see if I can change a feature in OBS to not mess something up. Yay, okay, that worked. This is a this is not I don't believe this is a, well, I could be lying. I could be lying. I don't know how old this demo is. This is a newer demo. You can tell by the you can usually tell by the color palettes, because in recent years, and I'm going to say recent years, the last 5, 6, 7 years, they've kind of moved to this other color palette of purples and pinks and greens, and you see it a lot. Hey, Darren, what's going on? All right, let's move this window. That's a cool thing about OBS. You guys are seeing the screen, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes malarkey as I'm trying to arrange windows and move things around. Hope everybody has had a good week. Let me turn this up just a little bit. In fact, I'm going to turn up a little bit more. Tell me if I blow your ears out here. I couldn't even go one more than that. How's that? Is it too loud? Is that all right? My wife is out of town all this week and probably until next Tuesday. This is the third evening that she's been gone, and she loaded up some groceries, had some groceries delivered Sunday night, and one of the things that was delivered was 3 frozen pizzas, and today I ate the 3rd frozen pizza. And it's day 3. So I'm gonna have to branch out in my choices. This is always fascinating to me when they overlay different video modes. I'm not a technical guy when it comes to video modes and different things. I know there's a high-res mode. I know there's different modes. You can get different resolutions. You can get different number of colors, things like that. Of course, with sprites, you're limited to low amount of colors unless you're overlaying sprites and things like that. So there's a lot of different things. And demos like this, boy, they just pull every single trick out of the bag to get the most out of this old 8-bit machine. I mean, think about the crummiest old game you ever saw. And by the way, you're going to see some of those tonight. On the Commodore, and then just seeing year after year, the techniques get better, the graphics get better. They just push the limits every year a little bit more. It's pretty amazing. I'm sure this goes on for a long period of time, but let me hit spacebar here. This isn't a demo that you can nudge along. It wants you to see every little detail and stuff. So we'll see one more. We'll wait for one more little transition. This demo is actually 3 floppy disks, or 3 sides of a disk. But we will not be sitting through all that. In fact, we're not going to be sitting through about another 5 seconds of it. But it's certainly amazing to me. And there are so many great demos out there. The first disc that I'm putting in here is titled, the label on this disc is OKK, which is what I called all my personally archived games, and this is OKK disc number 4B. So this is the backside of disc 4 of my collection. So this is a very, 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 very early disc in my collection. DCMR, I believe, is a disc filing type system. So that's no fun. But this has 2 different games on this disc, on the backside of this disc, which coincidentally, and I don't think this was intentional, both of which are Joust clones. The first of which is a exciting game called Lancer Lord. And every single game in this genre, I mean, Joust clones, of course, Joust was super popular in arcades. There's actually a story about the official release of Joust. There was AtariSoft made a version of Joust, and it did not get officially released until, I believe, last year. It was made, it was demoed, and then AtariSoft basically changed. They stopped releasing home computer games, and it just got shelved. And it was eventually discovered last year. And there was a little work put into it, and it was finally released. So that it was big news in Commodore land, and that's spoiler, the version that we will be ending with. But yep, that's exactly right. It was supposed to be a big release at VCF, but yep, didn't have it, and so they finally said, "All right, well, we'll give it away." So let's start off with Lancer Lord, which I did play earlier today. And let me tell you, this game is crummy. We are, I guess we're the Lancer Lord here. This game has terrible sprite collision. And if you know anything about sprites, you know that the grid for the sprite is much larger than the actual sprite usually that gets drawn, right? And the collision seems to take place in the entire square that surrounds the figures here. It's pretty difficult to control. He's very slow to change directions. to gather speed in any way. These guys keep running from me, so they seem to be avoiding contact. All right. Now, one of the things, well, let me try to get this guy while I can, that I noticed, and we'll just drop down here if I can. See how that is that you can't get the eggs this way. You just bounce into their Sprite. Yeah. But so you got to fly over the egg and kind of come down on it. Notice I just bumped into that Sprite. I mean, that guy definitely should have killed me. I can't even get to that egg where it's at. All right, well, we'll let that guy. I just flew through that guy's head. This is a really, I mean, you know, this game does have a copyright screen, which tells me that it was sold. So this is something that you might have unfortunately paid money for, but I'm just sitting on that guy for some reason. There we go. There we go. And then when you get the eggs, they just kind of explode again. Notice that guy was nowhere near me when he got me. Yeah, they do. I mean, you can see the family resemblance between the ostriches and the eggs that they lay. They definitely have come from the same nest, so to speak. Come on. It's a little bit like playing Joust with hot air balloons. The collision detection on this is absolutely terrible. Again, like I said, you could kind of just bounce off their head sometimes. Let me show you a bug that I found in this earlier. Notice, like, if I'm moving forward here and I press the button, of course, we flap and we go up, right? But if I'm stopped and I'm not moving left or right and I press the button, we don't fly. And wow, that guy was really, yeah. It's kind of like balloon flight if balloons were terrible. No, I got that guy. But the straight up and down thing, it's so frustrating to win a joust and just bounce off the guy. That guy's pushing me off the screen. Come here. Quit changing directions. Oh, this game is terrible. This is one of those games that, right or wrong, as a kid, helped me justify. Yeah, I forgot. You can't walk over and get the egg. You gotta land on it. And then it explodes like a bomb. This is one of those games that made me feel not bad about piracy. Like, I would have been way upset if I had paid money for a game like this. And I don't know, maybe this was some sort of budget title or something. So, I mean, hopefully it was, not a $30, $40, $50 type game. Okay, we made it to level 2, and of course now, forgot I'm sitting here hitting the button, but I can't fly because I wasn't moving a direction. And by the way, if you're going, like, now I can't fly because I'm not moving left or right. So even in the air, if you stop moving left or right, the button stops working, which seems to be kind of a bug. That's a stinker. That's Lancer Lord. Yeah, this one is called Jouste. That is a pretty awful. The best thing, the other thing that I think is funny about this title, I should have mentioned this, but notice on the disc here, it's called Lancer Space Lord. And if you look at the box art, it's Lancer Lord, one word. And on the title screen, it's Lancer-Lord. So the company spelled it 3 different ways. I don't want to, no, please God, don't load that again. So, if the game can't agree on how it's supposed to be spelled, that would be, that's a bad start. This game is almost as bad. But it has one saving grace over Lancer Lord. And the saving grace is that it's full of pentagrams, which somehow makes it slightly better in my book. Revelation. Soft Tech presents Revelation, and then you could start, pick what wave you wanted to start. We'll just start on wave 00, I suppose. Prepare to meet thy doom. Don't mind if we do. I feel like playing this game. What are we doing here? Oh, wrong port. Try it again. Alright, so now we can fly left and right. You can see we've got that little thing there. This is not quite Joust. This is like Joust meets a Hero, maybe? Oh boy. Yes, this is we will pull the this one isn't as much Joust-like as I remembered. This is more of a kind of, I mean, the graphics seem to be, or at least your character seems to be Joust inspired. But by the way, I'm not shooting. It's, you just constantly have a laser coming out of your face. Oh boy. The color palette is interesting. A lot of brown, red, yellow. I don't see any orange, but yes, it's very reminiscent of hell. That's going to be a common theme of these games tonight, is that most of them seem to either take place in hell or make you wish you were in hell. That's kind of a cool little bubbly grab. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Wow, that just, guess what I just had? A revelation. I think I'm supposed to be turning these into pentagrams. Oh, look at that. That makes more sense. All right, let's do that. Oh, gosh. Well. Life lost. Oh, well, at least it stays converted there. All right. My kind of game. Woe to you of earth and sea. For the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows that time is short. Let him who have understanding reckon the number of the beast, for 'tis a human number. His number is Iron Maiden. Da, 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 da. I lived alone. You're a fan of all cave flyers, so you love this. Even though, oh boy, I could do the whole song. I don't know if Twitch would get me kicked off. I lived alone. My mind was blank. Yeah, so this is Revelation, and my revelation is that you shouldn't play it. Let's try a harder wave. I feel like wave 14 is calling my name here. Yes. The Maiden pinball machine looks really good. I haven't played it. I got to play when I went to Denver to go see my buddy Ice Cream Jonesy. We went to the 2-Up. Now the 1-Up was where the the 1-Up was where the Kong Off took place. I went to go see the Kong Off one of the times I went there. But at the 2-Up is much more. Can I not kill that guy? No, I guess I can't kill that guy. Not with one shot, maybe. Okay. I only care about the pentagrams. Look, there's a snake. That's a snake. But that was the first time I saw the Metallica pinball table. And the Metallica pinball table is really cool. And it does the one thing pinball tables, or a revelation that I shouldn't touch that, keep touching that same guy. But the Metallica table does the thing that all pinball tables should do, which is it just rewards you with fun things. Oh, I don't even know how I lost. Nothing seemed to touch me. Flying snake. Oh boy. Well, the problem with this level is that one shot doesn't kill things. The monster is crowned. Ugh. I feel. Do you guys hear that? I feel like I've opened a portal in my backyard. Hang on. But yeah, the Metallica pinball, you know, it did that thing that you're supposed to do, which is it made me want to keep playing it over and over. You know, it had nostalgia. It plays old Metallica songs and stuff. It has a little guy that bounces up and down when he hits stuff. It was fun. I like that. Let's see what this is. This is it Return of the Space Warrior or Revenge of the Space Warrior? I'm not sure. This is not one that I played as a kid, but I discovered this maybe a month ago when I was going through some different titles, just looking at stuff. This is a Joust clone with a little bit different graphics. Oh, yeah. Makes me do the robot. Not well. Doesn't make me do the robot well. All right, more loading. This one has been modified to load and save high scores. This is a sign, you know, you're up to something good when the introduction is Petsky graphics. But the game looks better than this. And if you're used to Joust and knocking ostriches out and seeing the eggs, are you in for a surprise? Because, let's see if I hit J. No, F5. Yeah, joystick. There we go. Button. Because in this game, get ready for it. You are the egg. I can't tell if you're the egg or the Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. So I will tell you this. I guess it's technically a spaceship. But I will tell you this. Of most of the ones I played, this one is the most controllable. The controls are very reactive. You can change directions very quickly. You can elevate, of course, just like Joust. There's your little, I guess those are escape modules. Uh-oh. And then you have your little landing gear. Come on, you. How about you? You almost look like a finger or a toe once you, there's the, this game's version of the pterodactyl is a UFO. Let's get the toe out here. Oh, you're not going to outflap that dude. One thing I did not take into consideration for tonight's stream was that playing 8 Joust clones in a row would wear out my flappy finger. I'm on game 3 and my flapper finger is already starting to get worn out. No, I'm not going to do that. I thought I could just type them in. All right, joystick, let's try this again. Try a little bit better. A little bit better than dying on level 1. Come on, Eggman. Let's get some cuckoo cachoo up in here. I'll throw references. My references are all over the place. And not in a good way. One thing about some of these games that I don't think that Joust... Oh boy. Necessary. Boy, you know what? I've got like 14 arcade sticks around here. I just didn't hook one up. But a lot of these games, and I think it's, oh, come on. I don't know if it's due, I mean, I guess it's due to the palette, you know, or whatever, but it's easy to lose track of where your ship is and which one is you. You know, I mean, again, on this game, everybody is shaped the same. I mean, obviously, I'm the orangey guy, and everybody else is the gray guys. Come on. It's a near miss. Oh boy. All right, we're doing one more. Now there's see the fast blue one there? That was a guy that got back on his pod and rehatched. So yeah, there's not a big differentiation between your egg, your space egg, and the enemy space eggs. There we go. Not good. It is my lot in life. I am cursed with being a person who loves games and is terrible at them. And it's just, what are you going to do about it? Come on. I, at one point, owned 30 full-size arcade games in my backyard, and I would invite people over to check it out, and people who had never played the games would beat me at them. I had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and I had, you know, my son and his friends came over who were, you know, less than 10 years old, and they would all beat me at Mortal Kombat. It's a very embarrassing way to go through life. Get out of the way. No. Oh, come on. Get that guy. Oh, boy. Oh, I found a UFO. So, that is Return of the Space. Let's see the whole scroll here. Let's see what it is. I mean, mediocre is not a bad goal in life. Return of the Space Warriors. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Written by Ian York, copyright 1986. That's later than I would have guessed for that. But I will say, like, compared to the first two games, it moves much quicker. The joystick is more reactive. I think 48K RAM was onto something. I probably should have put a arcade stick up here, because this Epic's stick, I'm already like changing fingers. I'm like, oh, that one hurts too bad. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what we got here. What is now? Now this is a good one. Now this reminds me of a game that Amigo Aaron may be able to help me out with. Well, I could change it out, and we'll be all right. Oh, whoops. We'll be all right. I got some Flintstone vitamins here. So Aaron, you guys recently, I believe, did a game, and I don't remember what system it was for, and it was a Joust-like game that involved Pegasis. Is that right? And I'm not sure if this is the same game or not. This game's pretty bad. You'll notice there's a running... Okay, that was on the Coco. There's kind of a running theme to tonight's show. Well, for the older ones here. Let's see what we can do here. 2, 3. Let's see. We want 1 player. Now, let's see. Wrong joystick port right off the bat. So the good news is that you can hold down your button to automatically flap. The bad news is that there is a little bit of a delay, and it is not because of the stream or anything. It's just built into the game. By the way, you notice how when you're down there, you don't really flap or run. You just glide because you're so heavenly. Okay, here we go. Now this does also I don't know why, but it suffers from the same thing that the other game had, which is you cannot flap and go up and down when you're standing still. So when you regenerate down there, well, first of all, you can't really control much of anything if you're down there on the ground. You got to kind of be in the air, it seems, to change directions. That was cheap on my part. All right. That seemed like a tie goes to the runner kind of thing. I mean, I hate to say it, but the best thing about this game so far is the background. Let's try this again here. 1 player. The Coco crushes the C64. Oh my god, in what world? Sorry. On these crappy games, possibly. Oh, see, I'm like holding to the right and I'm not going anywhere. There we go. I wish you could land back on that little thing. It doesn't. All right, let's try this again. All right, we got that dude. That seems to be the best technique. It's just to stay up near the top. Just hold down the button. I like how I'm moonwalking now. I've already alienated every ZX Spectrum owner on the planet, so I won't. I'm going to try not to do the same for Coco 3 owners. But this, oh, I didn't notice that the guy like tumbles when he falls to the ground. Oh god, that was all level 1. I thought those are different levels. He kind of, as everybody knows, Pegasus lives in a magical land where even though it looks like it's in the desert, the ground is made of ice. And so I also do like how the Pegasus sprite is the exact same as the bad guys. It's just a color swap. It looks, so they have black horses with white riders, and you have a yellow horse with a black rider. And then there's that dude. Oh no! Did he pick him up? I was watching that and I walked into this. Come on now. Alright, we got that dude. Nope. The problem is that, I mean, it does recreate the feeling that your horse is very heavy. Because it's like playing Joust with like a 72 Impala. Like you can hold down the button and go up, but the minute you let go of the button, you just drop like a rock. And changing directions is difficult. Yes, I mean, I think moonwalking is the only saving grace. Let's get this going here. Billie Jean is not my lover. Whoo! Just I'm just itching to get kicked off of Twitch. If boat songs are good enough to get recognized, then I just can't imagine that my rendition of Billie Jean won't do the same. Come on, dum-dum. It looks like somebody did a lot of work on the background. I mean, it's not great, but it's attempted murder on some of those songs he does. By the way, this week's song, I told Boat when I sent in my response, I sent in this week's response. If you guys don't know what we're talking about on the Amigos podcast, Boat does a song on every episode where he replaces the lyrics with all of their Patreon supporters, and it's a fun gimmick, and it's a fun thing. And if you recognize the song, woo woo, look at that! I'm just spinning out of control. Whoa whoa whoa! I'm like the car in championship sprint hitting the ice in the oil patch. Whoa whoa! It's really fun, and if you know the song, you can email it in. And I told him I got this week's song on the first two notes. Like if we were playing Name That Tune, I got it in two notes. I had Gmail open, and I think I sent him the name of the song before he started singing. So that was and you know how it is. It's like trivia. You know, we play a lot of Jeopardy here in the house, and we play it. Me, my wife, and my daughter loves trivia programs and trivia games. And sometimes, my daughter will say, well, these are really hard, or she'll say, these are really easy. And I always tell her, if you know it, it's easy. And if you don't know it, it's hard, and of course, one of the things that I've come to realize is that the older you get, the older those the easier those shows become, because you live through those things, So when I was a kid in the 80s watching Jeopardy, it was hard because everything they were talking about had happened 20 years earlier. And now, when they have, I got to see him drop down and bonk me. But now, they'll say like, oh, songs from the 80s. And I'm like, bring it, There was a category not too long ago that was... it was popular music videos or something like that. And my daughter was like, why you got all the ones in the category? I said, every song that they just said is on my phone. So, golly, it's hard to get air on the old Pegasus. Well, this is Pegasus. It's, again, not great. 1984, so still pretty early in the Commodore library. Let's see what else we got here. These are all, at least all those first ones are undeniably bad. I will not defend them. Oops. Typing's off tonight. I know that on the emulator, having the disk drive sound play is hokey, but man, does it just remind me of loading stuff on a real disk drive. And I have real 64s behind me with real disk drives, and didn't like that. Let's do a hard reset here and try that again. Boop. And the sound in Winvice is way better than the sound in, unfortunately, in the Ultimate, the 1541 Ultimate. It could do the drive sounds or whatever, but for me, those don't sound right for some reason. Alright, that was not the world's greatest intro. I don't remember what this one looked like. You know what I do know? So this game is actually a lot of fun with 2 players. But as you can see tonight, there's only 1 player. So it says you can read the scroll down there and to get more information about the game, and then the game literally tells you how to play Joust. Yeah, this one has you can tell this is a little later. I'm looking for a year on this. I don't see a year, but just by the fact that you've got color scrolls, you know, now raster in every line of text and stuff like that. All right, let's see what we gotta do here. So there's a quest mode. There's 2 players fighting. There's a quest. There's a practice fighting. There's a little demo. I can just show you the demo here. Little demo is coming up, and you can kind of see what it looks like here. So this is a little better, and you can see how for a 2-player game, you know, this is you know, your game's not over. It's keeping score every time that you best the other player in a joust. And I mean, of course, all these games have the same mechanic, which is just running into the other player and being horizontally higher than the other guy. Noodle! We have a cat who, yeah, that is kind of a cool, it's what are those called in D&D? Wyvern, is that right? All right, let's go down here. Let's just do 1-player practice. And so that's me on the left there, and I'm dead. And I got him. And so this is just, oh, and I'm dead. Oh, you out of here, Darren? I know it is. It's you go to bed earlier and you're an hour past. So I hope that you have sweet dreams about jousts and jousting. And when you go to bed tonight, you can just go in there to the bedroom, and your wife's laying down and just, you know, hit her in the head higher than she could hit you. Be like, hey, oh, if this were Joust, I would have won, honey. And she'll just have this giant question mark, like, what did you just do? Why did you just hit me in the head? You're like, I beat you at Joust. I beat you. The music in this doesn't really fit the game, I don't think. This is another game where when I'm on the ground, I cannot seem to walk left or right, although that guy's like sizing me up. You want some? Huh? 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 Oh, he can take off faster than me. Oh, yeah. All right, that's enough practicing. How do I get out of practice? 2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7. Spacebar, enter, quit. No, I didn't like any of that. All right, sometimes that is true. You come back into bed the next night, and then she's like, body blow, knock him out. Boop, 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 boop. Hi, Noodle. How are ya? So we have a cat who howls. Hi, buddy. And Noodle is kind of a special needs cat. He seemed to have some sort of stroke or something after we got him. We got him from the animal shelter. And he, I I don't know what he gets not lost in the house, but he'll be in another room where nobody's there, and he'll just sit there and howl, and he walks around until he finds somebody. I don't know. No, he's not a tabby. I don't know what he is. But this is my cat scratcher. Come here, you. Oh yeah, you like that. All right, be gone, you. Beat it, Noodle. We actually named him Noodle because he is the color of a pack of ramen noodles. But ever since then, we say that his brains are noodles. His brains are scrambled noodles. But you know what? We love him, so there he is. All right, let's go to one player quest. Oh, it's a helicopter. Oh, that wasn't good. Hey, Morgan. Hi, I'm streaming.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I'll come in there in a little bit, okay? So I wonder if this is the best out of, yeah, it seems to be best out of some. I mean, really the best technique just seems to be flying to the top as fast as you can and beating the other guy there. Very little. Oh, I guess I could. You don't have to wait till you hit the ground, although I seem to do better from the ground. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely you get that cool. Oh, he's beating me now. All right, come on, Choppy. Maybe if I take off at an angle. Nope. Maybe if I switch hands and I can flat faster. Yeah, that did work. All right, that's working. All right. Again. Uh-oh. I'm hoping this is best out of 10 because this is crazy. The music sounds like something that should be in Law of the West or something. All right. 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Oh, golly. Second encounter. Oh, I didn't see who this was. Oh, he's coming after me. He's like is he a wasp or a little bee? Well. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, at some point, though, you can tell my flabber's wearing out. He just keeps stinging me in the head. I mean, there's not much to the mechanic, and as far as advertising, this is a quest. I would question. I can't beat him to the. Maybe I gotta wait for him to be at his lowest point. No, I can't seem to beat him. Hi, Noodle. What's up, buddy? You're gonna have to find something else to do. That is busy. All right. Well, that's. I always used to say Ikarus, but I believe it's Ikarus. All right. Noodle. Oh boy. Normally, when everybody's home, I shut my door when I'm streaming. But not today. Not today. All right. This is another Joust clone. This is number 6 of 8. Scrubby, scrubby, scrubby. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. What just happened there? Oh. Noodle, you want to be player 2? Is that what's going on? with a FedEx label, I could get you a cat real quick. Bye. As you see on the ad, every now and then that scrolls across the bottom. There is a link there for 10% off at retrorewind.ca. If you put /Sprite Castle, and they're having a sale on cats. So if you would like a cat, now this is another earlier title. This is 83, but this one's a little different. I kind of like it. We'll press F1 to play. And so the one thing I don't like, again, is that it's a little difficult to tell who's who, because we're all green. And it's also hard to tell which direction I'm facing, although that doesn't really matter that much, I suppose. But you could kind of swoop down here and knock these guys, and then you're trying to gather these feathers, but if they hit the ground, they go away. Come here, you. Oh. Uh-oh. Missed it. These games all seem to capitalize. Oops. On if you go to the ground and miss a guy, they all immediately dive down and come try to get you. Now it's weird that they would wrap around since the game scrolls. Oh man, come on. You don't quite change directions as fast as some of the other ones. Boy, that dropped you right into that one. And these guys are hunters. You don't want to be on the ground level in this one. Yeah, boy. So this one's not bad for, what did it say, 83? 84? I forgot what it said, but for being that early. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to... Oh, that guy was hiding off the screen. That's stupid. So there's definitely a case to be made for hitting them higher up, just so you can grab those little quills or feathers. Now these guys just destroy you. They're super fast. Toasty, Florida. How are you, sir? All right, 83. Yeah, this is a really early game. It's hard to believe this is 83. To be honest with you, I mean, if you remember what Lancer Lord looked like in some of these other games, it's tough to believe that this one is also 83, but I don't know why they would lie. Oh, we missed each other. And I missed that. Is there more somewhere? Yeah, there's another dude there. Alright, let's get this guy. Oh, missed him. Oh! Oh, he knocked me so far away, I'm not going to get that. Oh boy. Oh, was that a tie? Haven't had many of those in this game. Missed it. Alright, let's see if we can beat these guys. I don't think I can. Tonight we are playing Joust clones. And we have played 6 of the 8 clones so far. This is the 6th of 8 clones. Boy, they just come diving for you on this one. Alright, down to 3 that I can see. Oh boy. Come on, you. Oh, did you see the lightning? There's lightning! Holy mackerel. Well, that's a new twist. Yeah, you cannot change directions in the air unless you're flapping. That's what it is. Alright, oh, look at that! Oh boy. Why does it have to be snakes? Although those are, I guess they're snakes. They're snakes with feet, which I believe are called lizards. Oh boy. Oh. This seems like a terrible planet to live on for what it's worth. Like, I don't know what real estate's going for this place. You know, come for the snakes, stay for the killer bats. Whatever those are. I got further than I thought I would get. Yeah, that's true. They could be dragons as well. We've found a new kind of... Oh, I guess those feathers up there are my lives. It took me a while to realize that. The other feathers, not the... Ugh. Last man. What can we do here? Nope. It's funny because you hit them and you bounce off so hard. All right. Dragonhawk. I guess they could be dragons and or you could be a hawk based on the name of this fantastic game. That is Dragonhawk. Yeah, seems like a very unforgiving environment or planet there, although they do seem to have the moon, so maybe it is Australia. All right, we're getting down close to the golly. I keep hitting the wrong buttons here. So this is one that Buck Owens mentioned at the top of the show. And this was, when I was a kid, this was, for all intents and purposes, Joust. This is when you owned a Commodore 64, and people said, oh, you have Joust. This is the game they were talking about. But as you will notice, it is not Joust. It is Jousty. Joust. And that is how we got around, not we, but how they got around, I guess, or tried to get around copyright. I mean, obviously, you know, anybody that Midway or Atari, anybody could have just sued the crap out of him because very obviously Joust, meet thy enemies. But growing up on the 64, this was as close as we ever got to an official version of Joust. And so there I am on the far left. This game does not control particularly well. There's an egg. It's kind of like Joust in molasses, if that's a good way to describe it. Like I'm holding right as hard as I can right now. Now I'm going to switch to left. 3, 2, 1, left. And that's what it's, you know. Jeff says, is it weird that the Sprite Castle logo has made him hungry for White Castles? And no, that is where it was taken from. And there is a Beastie Boy sample in the opening song, if you've ever heard it, where it says, we went to Sprite Castle, but that is from a old Beastie Boy song where they say we went to White Castle and we got thrown out. That's where that's from. Oh, I like how when you get killed, you instantly turn into the pepper, or is it salt? Or yeah, I guess it's pepper from Burger Time. You just turn into a little thing of salt. All right, we're going to surprise this dude over here. Surprise! Okay, so this is Survival Wave. I believe this is where, yeah, you can see the bottoms there, the little bridges over the lava. Oh, there's the salt opening up now. Joust is not a game that I was ever particularly good at in arcades. I was okay at it. I am sure that Steel Rat and I played it many times together. And I would put this in the category. I mean, I don't know what the genre, not genre, but there should be a category of games. And the category is games where two people can play together or against each other. And you play together for a while and you kill each other and you pretend like it's an accident. So whatever that genre is, Mario Brothers is definitely, oh, I let the pterodactyl out. I waited too long here. The two-player Mario Brothers falls in that category where you go, oops, I didn't mean to kill you. It was an accident. And then they kill you back and they go, yeah, that was an accident when I killed you too. And then eventually you just declare war on each other and there's no more accidents. Stop. Oh, salt and pepper. Come on now. Let's hit that dude. Can I catch him? Yeah, I'm catching him slowly. 4 more screens. Guess I could just turn around. Let's just do it this way. Haha. Now, if we can get that dude before the pterodactyl gets me for the 18th time. Uh-oh. I'm not afraid of you. Oh, oops. Should have been. Enter thy name, my lord. I don't know how. Wow, it's super slow. There we go. Okay, not worth putting my name in. Oh, there's a stroke-inducing border scroll. So, for most of the time that I had a 64 as a kid, if people said, do you have Joust, this is what you thought of. And then, as we talked about last year, a long thought to be lost to time version, the original version, Atari Soft's original port of Joust to the Commodore 64 was discovered on an old diskette. And it was there was supposed to be a big release at a game convention at VCF, and the game convention didn't happen because of COVID, and so they just released it to the public anyway. So this was missing in time from 1984 when it was shown. It was shown at some sort of maybe not ECS, but a computer convention, and there were pictures, there were photographs of it at that convention, but it was never officially released. It just Atari Soft basically canceled their releases. Let's do Infinite Lives. No. And so it was discovered, and there was some sort of coding that had to go in to finish it. I guess there may be a little bit of tweaking or something like that. But this is the version that would have been released in 1984 that did not see the light of day until 2020. So if nothing else, it's this is way before Comdex. I went to Comdex, and I have a lot of pictures and stuff. You know what? We might end with some pictures from Comdex. I don't know. So let's get this started here. Now, this one controls it. It's very unique compared to some of the others because you can hold down the button, but you barely gain air. You see that? But you can just like hit the button like that and take off, and your guy is really fast. This one is obviously the most, Atari Soft would have had the most resources, and with the license would have had the closest to the arcade experience. It handles the best, I think. It has all the stuff that you would expect. I was kind of showing, yep, I went to Vegas, Comdex. I went in, I believe it was 97. I believe 97 was the year I went. So a coworker of mine at the time, we had been coworkers, and he had left Oklahoma and gone to California, and I had left Oklahoma and gone to Spokane, Washington, and we had heard about Comdex, and so we basically told our bosses that we were working on a project together that could only be done in person, and there were things that we needed at Comdex, resources that we needed, and so we needed to go to Comdex, and my boss at the time, that was my bad. My boss at the time was, I'm going to tell you a funny story. When I got hired to be the computer specialist in a federal facility, and there were 25 employees there, and then me. And of these 25 employees, there were avionics inspectors, which are guys that do licenses, pilot licenses and things like that. And there are airworthiness inspectors that go out and actually look at airplanes and things like that. And oops, skip that, dude. Let's try this again. The problem is that you really get air off of one button punch there. And so I did not fit in to these people. And the other thing about these people I worked with is that many of them had already retired from airlines and then had started federal service. So these were guys that were in their, in best case scenario, early 50s, and some of them were in their 70s. And I was 22, 23, And so I remember one day I walked into the break room and they were like, I said something, and they were like, well, that's, you can tell that guy's altimeter doesn't go all the way up or something. And I was like, I don't understand that joke. like they just used a different language than I used. They were all airplane guys. They were mechanics and pilots. And I was a computer guy and I was a kid, So at the end of my very first day there, I went into my boss's office and I was like, hey, can I speak to you? And he said, sure. And I brought in this piece of notebook paper and I was like, okay, I know it's only my first day, but here's what I did. I reorganized all the home directories and redid the shares so that we'll have more drive space on the server and things will be more secure. And I'm going to change out these network cards and this and that and something else. And he just looked at me with this blank look and he was like, okay, anything else? I'm like, nope. And then the second day I went in to his office and he was like, hey, did you need something? I was like, yes. And I said, oh, I thought I had that guy. I said, we've got these kind of jet direct cards for the printers that are networked. Oh, noodle. Hang in there, buddy. And so, you know, what we need to do is change it. And he's like, let me just stop you. And I go, yeah. And he said, really, I only need to know about if there are problems that you can't handle or you need resources or something. If things are going good, I don't need to hear from you. And I go, okay. And it was just kind of that realization, like, you know, when a grown up is like, yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I can't help you. You know, it was that kind of thing. And I didn't realize it. And I might not have even realized it at that time, but he just didn't want to hear a computer talk from me. He wanted, you know, if something was broken, I needed money or I needed, you know, assistance or something, he wanted to hear it. But, you know, as far as, you know, I'm going to wait for that guy to come out of that little alcove there. As far as, you know, hearing day-to-day computer stuff, he did not care. And so when I told him, I was like, you know, my friend and I, blah, 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 my coworker, we need to go to Vegas and this computer thing. He was like, okay. Like, he just didn't know what Comdex was. He didn't care about it. He just really wanted me to stop talking a lot. And so, that was that was how I ended up at Comdex. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, whoops! Oh, come on now. Oh, that's cool that the little hand comes up there too out of the lava. I wish he would go in the lava, but he's not going to. Oh, egg wave. Oh no! I just mentioned the hand. Well, let me see. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I have pictures of Comdex, but I do know something that I do have. And if I can get it to work, then it'll be really cool. How's that for a teaser? Let me see here. Vegas Roswell, Vegas Grand Canyon, Vegas Meow Wolf, Vegas DEF CON, Vegas Vacation. Yeah, I don't think I actually have pictures. Well, I wouldn't have pictures because I didn't have a digital camera then, but so let's go here. So hang in here just a second. Oops. Okay. Let's figure out a way to show this in OBS. We're going to go to, let's get rid of this. Let's go here. All right, here we go. Home movies. So I did not have, I just had it. Where was it? VHS. I did not have a digital camera back then. But what I did have was a video camera, a handheld video camera. And so this, let me kill the audio a little bit here, was a video that I shot at Comdex. So this was my first time to go to Las Vegas. So I was very excited about going in. Is that, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that question means. Oh, I-15? I do not remember. There's obviously the Stratosphere. So my friend had he had a friend that had a rental house. So whatever this trip was on would be from the airport to the rental house, and you'll hear my coworker and I talking. So I'm going to jump forward here just a little bit here. There's the Riviera downtown. $1.24 a gallon gas. Yeah, that dates it, huh? I had never, I don't think I'd ever seen a palm tree before in my life, you know? Wow. I've been to Vegas, a few years ago. Yes, Steel Rat has a timeshare in Vegas. So one of these, we're going to have to do a road trip and go, there's a blimp that was over Comdex. This is the entrance to Comdex that's going in. And when I went in, you'll see here very quickly that one of the things they had, there's the Comdex entrance. Comdex, for those of you that don't know, was a huge thing. Now this is a Altair. So let me pause this for a second. Outside of Comdex going in, they had set up a old computer museum. And so so there is an Altair that looks like Pong in the background. There's a computer space machine there. And I had this device called a Snappy, which allowed you to take video, stills from video. It was like basically a way to grab stills off of a video. So a lot of things I would only film for a few seconds because I knew when I got back home I was going to take a still of it. There's a old TRS-80, the old classic that looks pretty much just like the one that we owned when I was a kid. It was funny because there's a pet. Some of the things in this Yes, there definitely was. There were women of the night who were handing out business cards as you went in and flyers to try to get the lonely computer people to come visit them at night. But the funny thing about this museum outside was half of the things were like things I had never seen or only heard about, and the other half were things I had in my garage at home. So there's an Apple II. This was, I don't know, replica of somebody's office there. There's evolution of, and look, this is the evolution of portable machines, and look at the one on the far right. That is this is what a modern laptop looks like. Which of course looks extremely dated to us now, of course. So this is going inside Comdex here. I think so. I think that was. And unfortunately, the resolution of the camera wasn't great. Now this is I think there's a moment here, and Steel Rat's going to know who this is. And we got to Comdex and we ran into an old ex-coworker who was there, and I think he's on this. But it was if he's on here, then Steel Rat will recognize him. Yeah, I think everybody comes home in Vegas with a few of those cards. One story I do remember about Comdex this year is this is the year that the Sound Blaster Live came out, and I actually won one at a drawing. Now this was Quick Draw 3D, and those graphics were so amazing. I wanted to tape that. And there's you're gonna see a video game thing that I recorded that I have looked up, but I didn't know what it was for a long time, and now I can't think of what it was. But it was some sort of combination. It's a video game, it's an arcade game, or a home computer game. Okay, this is it. So it was a way to not this right here, but coming up shortly, it was a way to overlay. It almost looks like Mach 3. Remember the Mach 3? Yeah, there's the people that made Snappy, they have a demo that I got on this that was the next level of Snappy, which was basically being able to green screen stuff. And again, this is 97, so you could render a scene and then put yourself in. This is those are backup systems that you could buy. That's me messing with it. I wish, so there's Gilbert. So Steel Rat knows who this is. There's just a quick shot of Gilbert, but he was an old coworker of ours that had moved away and we ran into. So there's going to be some other cool stuff here coming up here in just a minute. You know what? If I could go back now, Aaron, I would take my credit card. There's so many cool things I would buy. Let's see. This looks like a break. It's funny how in Vegas you could go about 5 minutes and be in the desert. This is more us driving around looking at things in downtown. $2.6 million. That's at Bally's. I'm sure I was very excited to see anything about lotteries or casinos. There's the Mirage. There's Siegfried and Roy up there at the Mirage. That was a limo I'm sure I was very excited about. All right, let's get back to computer stuff here. All right, so this is back inside Comdex. This is not, I don't know what this is, I don't know, some first person thing I was very excited about. This is the first CD-ROM burner caddy that I ever saw. This was new. I don't know. Okay, so this thing, it's not this. You'll see the video when I show it. This is some shooting thing. Anybody know what this game is? I have no idea what this is. Okay, this was the part of the Snappy thing where you could take pictures and then you could morph them, but the video's not good at this, unfortunately. I don't want to jump too far because I think right after this is but this was a thing that allowed you could take two different pictures, like of two people, and morph parts of their faces together, and so you could see they're taking the guy, and unfortunately my camcorder just wasn't very good. So these were all computer PC games, and you're about to see the one that just blew me away. I'd never seen anything like it. This right here. Okay, this is it. So this is very strange, and like I said, I know I looked this up at one time, but if you can see, it's almost like it's like a Laserdisc type game. You see that where the graphics, what he's playing is overlaid, whatever that video is. It was very, very strange. Yeah, it was, their whole booth here was all about 3D games and 3D graphics. This was the future. This is before 3D cards, though, of course. This was, a lot of Comdex was guys in suits playing fighting games. I don't think the chair moved. I don't remember the chair moving. But what a great trip to go on and have work pay for it, you know. And we did do some work-related stuff. We worked on stuff at night and did other things. Conquest of the New World. I do not remember what that was. LucasArts. Oh, there you go. And now this is one that you should recognize, and if you know me, you know why I recorded it. Little fun cutscene there. I don't think I had seen this also before we went to Comdex. I know, isn't it great? And this room was about 85 degrees all the time. So this is the that snappy thing. So you can see what they've got here is they've set up their own green screen, and then they're dropping in pre-rendered backgrounds. And the big thing about this product, and they made a big deal because they would put 3D rendered things in it, like you could put a sphere and it would do the reflections in real time and stuff like that. Probably not on the computer I owned at that time.
It's a very high quality chroma key. I can assure you it's like a $30,000 or $40,000 chroma key just for that one element of the Trinity system.
Oh yeah, you know there were people day before with dollies moving all this stuff in. So there you go. Isn't that cool though? Why aren't we doing that? Why can't I do that in Twitch? I want to put me in a TV like that. I guess I probably could if I knew more about Twitch. Alright. Let's see what else we got here. Ah, the Sound Blaster booth. This is some Pioneer, I don't remember what this was, maybe rear projection or something like that. I just remember thinking, man, we'll never have TVs like that in our house. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then more driving around Vegas at night. There should be a... This is... I don't think I'd ever seen ads on cars like that before. I think that's what I'm recording there. Now there is something... There probably is a lot of stuff that's no longer exists on this tape. There's the Frontier. Trying to skip because there's so much music on this. I don't know if there's any more Comdex on here. So this see this guy right here? It's not him. There's another guy. This guy right here. See how he's waving and stuff at us? So he saw that I had a camera and he starts waving, you know. And I turned the camera off real quick. But right at the very end of him, you can hear him shout, "Give me $1." And I turn the camera off and I go, "What?" And he starts yelling at me. He's like, "Yeah, man, you just recorded me. You owe me money. Give me $5." And I was like, "I'm not paying you $5." And my friend that was driving, you know, was like, what does he want? I was like, he doesn't want anything. Go, leave, you know. Let's get out of here, you know. And the guy kept yelling, and we did eventually pay him just so, because he started hitting my friend's car on the hood and stuff. And we weren't very good at dealing with conflict at that point. So, hey, what was that? Exposed. I don't know what that is.
Camera didn't even pick that up.
This is there you go. If you've been to Vegas, you've probably seen this. No, what he saw was a couple of suckers who were tourists that he knew he could get $5 for if he made enough noise. This was, when we saw this is the most amazing thing. I mean, this just made a huge impression on me in Vegas. So anyway, I think that's pretty much, where's this? Oh, this is the house that we stayed at. And then this is at the airport. There's the Luxor you can see over there. And then that's it. Taking off. So there you go. There's the Comdex experience to wrap up our night of Joust goodness. I guess you could say that in Joust you fly to defeat opponents, and in Comdex we flew to Las Vegas. That's a stretch. That's not going to work. We won't be able to do that. So, well, I hope you had fun running through all those different versions of Joust. Again, the best one was probably the last one, which was the official release of Joust. So one thing that I definitely want to remember to do is go through the list of everybody that's in the chat when we wrap things up. So I want to say thank you to Aaron, our ARG. I'm always going to say ARG. ARG Presents. I see a 10. I see Beach Bum 7. Buck Owens, Commander Root, Cowbird Boy, one of my Patreon supporters coming in for the night. I am Fanco? I think, sorry, the text is really small on this. Of course, our boy L. Curtis B. L. Gormfield, another Patreon supporter. P. King S. Pekinese, is that right? Sorry. I'm putting Steel at 4 or 5 at the bottom because he has been a supporter of mine since 7th grade. And then we've got Steve Burtz. We've got Streamers Area, which I'm not sure is a human being. Dave, the Wide World of Retro, and of course Z9K9, who is the all-time high score earner of high scores. He is undefeatable. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody for hopping on. I appreciate it. And as to quote Aaron, we'll take it to the house. So thank you guys for coming in, and I will see you guys all either on Discord or we've got new episode of Sprite Castle should drop tomorrow night, and it will be about Barbarian, the fighting game where even if you're not good, one lucky 360 swing of a sword could get you to your next opponent. So we'll be talking all about Barbarian. So look for a new episode of Sprite Castle tomorrow night, which will be either on my feed or the Amigos master feed. You can find it there. So anyway, thank you guys for coming in. I'll talk to y'all soon. Boop.